who took part in the January 6th attack on the U.S. Capitol and were then pardoned by President Donald Trump are now banned from working in city jobs after a vote today by the City Council. The lopsided 44-3 vote came after an emotional debate about the aftermath of the attack. Here are Alderman Raymond Lopez and Andre Vasquez.
Where is the line that you're willing to draw? Domestic terrorism is probably the line.
WTTW News' Heather Sharon joins us now with more. Heather, why did the City Council decide to take this stand?
Well, almost immediately after President Donald Trump took office in January, Governor J.B. Pritzker issued an executive order banning those who were pardoned for their role in the January 6th Capitol attack from state employment. But Mayor Brandon Johnson did not follow suit, prompting the City Council to step in, and that culminated with today's vote.
And Heather, who were the 3 City Council members who voted against the ban?
Well, the alderpeople were all representatives of the far northwest side: Alderman Anthony Napolitano, Alderman Jim Gardner, and Alderman Nicholas Sposato, who spoke at length about his frustration with this ordinance, saying that it was inappropriate to, quote, ruin the lives of the people who merely entered the Capitol without permission. Of course, 5 police officers died as a result of the Capitol attack, and more than 137 were injured.
Heather, you also reported earlier this week that the City Council was set to exhaust its annual $82 million budget to resolve lawsuits that allege police misconduct. Where does that stand?
It is official. Less than 4 months into the year, that entire $82 million annual budget has been exhausted, with the approval of a $32 million settlement for a St. Louis man who lost both of his legs as a result of being struck by a driver who was fleeing Chicago police, who should not have been chasing that car under departmental policy. Now, Alderman Gilbert Villegas was poised to use a parliamentary procedure to force public hearings on a new strategy to address the hundreds of lawsuits facing the city alleging police misconduct. He dropped that demand today after reaching an agreement with the Johnson administration for private briefings, where he said he will press them to develop a new strategy and, quote, be more honest with the City Council about the cost of these lawsuits to taxpayers.
Okay.